Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the online program of the Sunshine Coast Health Center, and this is the second week in our September program on the keys to happiness. Oh, and by the way, I should mention this, that yeah, I'm wearing the same shirt, I know, but it's not because I keep wearing it. I'm actually just making these videos one right after the other. Yeah, someone actually thought that I'm sort of wearing the same clothes for like 5 weeks straight. That's not actually true. At any rate, this week's topic. Okay, remember last week we were talking about this old Greek guy, lived about 2,300 years ago by the name of Epicurus, and he said that the key to happiness is to get as much pleasure in your life as possible and avoid as much pain. Well, there was another old Greek guy, a guy by the name of Aristotle. And Aristotle said, yeah, the pleasure part's important, but his real big thing was you actually had to live a meaningful life. He actually talked about it in terms of leading a virtuous life, but basically the same thing. In other words, you're going to live a life that you feel is meaningful. So this is a little bit beyond just pleasure. So this is pleasure plus meaningful living. And psychologists have taken on this task and studied it, again with statistical analysis. And what we call it today is eudaimonic happiness. So just pleasure is hedonic happiness. Now we're at eudaimonic happiness. Okay, just so a different side. This is a relatively new one in the academic literature. In the 1980s, just to give you some background, in the 1980s and 90s, psychology was right into helping you individually. So we were looking for things that made you feel good. So if you were to, I don't know, you were married, or you're in a relationship and you're totally unhappy, and you say, darling, you're inhibiting my growth as a human being. It's not that you're a bad person or anything, but just saying, there's just something about it's not working out for me, and I'm being prohibited from blossoming and blah blah blah, all that stuff. Very actually kind of a selfish kind of psychology. Anyway, I've read some people actually blame that for the divorce rate now, which you all know is over 50%. Right? At any rate, but we've moved a bit beyond that in psychology now, and we're much more interested in things beyond just this individual narrow focus on the self. And this is part of this eudaimonic thinking, this eudaimonic happiness, where happiness is more than just personal pleasure. Happiness is more than just, I feel good. And this idea of meaning then, that originally started with Aristotle, is now come to the fore. And as you all know at Sunshine Coast Health Center, this is one of the main themes of our program here, is this concept of living a personally meaningful life. Okay, and this guy Viktor Frankl that we talked about while you were here, this is all wrapped up in this kind of this concept of happiness. So this is a second thing to take in mind. So the first thing from last week, try to fill your life with pleasurable things and avoid pain. Here's another clue then. Not only do you need pleasure to be happy, but you have to feel, and this is like coming inside of you, you personally, not anyone else, you personally have to feel that the life you're living is worthwhile. You're getting things achieved. You're feeling good about how people treat you. This feeling of nurturing each other, being nurtured and nurturing others, all this part of this meaningful life. Whatever is going on in the world, like I feel like I'm an important, worthwhile human being and part of all of this. Okay? So that's the concept of eudaimonic happiness. And as always, if you're interested, we got a few questions in the online program you can fill out, send them in, and we'll see you next week and find another key to happiness.